Time to start. Hey, did you know in order to get smarter and to make yourself better, you got to read? So tonight, we're going to have some fun. We're going to do some book recommendations. 4 books here that I highly recommend to read. And then I've got a special surprise for you. I'm going to give away one of my books tonight. And I'm going to tell you how you can win it. Stay tuned. It's time for the Friday Fix. Well, I hope everybody had a good week and looking forward to a good weekend. We're in a busy season, and we're hoping people jump on here tonight because we've got a special show. I'm going to be giving away one of my books toward the end of the show, and I'll tell you how that you can qualify to win that book. But good to have you with us, and we're going to talk about 4 books tonight. And then I want to give you an overview of the book that I put out and launched this December. So before we do that, you know what time it is. It's time for my 2 cents. Hey, tonight I want to talk to you about creating some good habits. Creating a good habit may sound at first like work with all of the things that you have to do right now. The last thing you want to think about is adding something else to your already full plate. What if I could show you a way that could help you create some good habits, but it would not take any more time from you or add any more things to your already full plate? Would that be something that you'd be interested in? Well, I hope you said yes. You know, I'm a true believer that how you start your day will dictate how good of a day that you will have. In order to create good habits without taking up any more of your precious time, you will have to replace something that you are doing right now. I want you to identify something that you do that does not serve you, doesn't serve your family or God. Think about how your day and night is spent. If you need to, follow yourself on paper and write down how you spend your day and what you spend it doing. Don't forget when you do this to put down how much time that you spend doing these things. Now, if you have written them down or if you know off the top of your head what these useless things are that you do, now ask yourself this question. Am I willing to give up something or spend less time doing it to improve my life? If your answer is yes, good for you. All you need to do is eliminate 1 hour, just 1 hour of useless wasted time. Now, if you can't think of anything to give up, let me list a couple of things that just might help you. Too much Netflix or TV watching maybe, or scrolling too much on Facebook or other social media platforms. How about too much time having conversations with people about other people? Or maybe you're watching too much ESPN. Or perhaps you're spending too much time on the news or the Weather Channel. Hopefully you're not doing this, but drinking alcohol too much. Sometimes we socialize too much. And sometimes we just sit around and do absolutely nothing. Have you ever caught yourself just sitting there doing nothing? Now that you've identified some of those habits that don't serve you or make you better, all you have to do is find a habit that will replace it. Did you know that it can take over 61 days to create a new habit, but much less time to replace one? There have been many people who have quit smoking by simply grabbing a piece of chewing gum or a sucker every time they wanted a cigarette. This is how you spend the same amount of time by simply replacing a bad habit with one that is better or better for you. Let me give you some examples of habits that can serve not only you, but your family, God, and people that you work with. But habits that can change how you act and interact with each day of your life. Now, these are my examples. You might have your own, but they need to include some things that will be needle movers. I call these my fuel for the day. I have found out that doing this routine in the morning will set your day up for the most success. Now, don't forget, some of these things must be written down to gain the most powerful results. You know what I say about writing, there's power in the pen. You start your day by not touching your phone, not touching your computer or remote control for the first hour of the day. Then you can begin fueling. The first thing is gratitude. Instead of complaining about things that you do not have, write down at least 10 things that you do have. Think about your family, your home, food, and water. When you start to list even the smallest things, you become humbled by the things you are blessed with. Gratitude is a must for your new morning routine. The next thing you would want to do is feed your mind. With your mind in a state of gratitude, you can now read or listen to something that will feed your mind with positive influence and motivational or spiritual guidance. This intake of good things will put your mind in a place of strength and help prepare you for the day that is in front of you. The next thing I would recommend is to meditate or pray. Now is the perfect time to think on the things that you have taken in, to find a place of peace, calmness, and tranquility. It's a time to truly connect with the spiritual part of you. It's time to ask for guidance as you start your day. The last thing would do something physical. If you work out, this is a good time for you to begin your workout. Even if you don't or can't work out, at least take the time to go for a walk and do something that gets your blood flowing. Spend at least the next 20 minutes just on your physical body. I call this fuel for the day. And, you might want to add some of your own short-term and long-term goals as part of your daily routine. That's a good reminder of things that you want to accomplish. There may be other things that you would like to add that would be helpful in setting up your day as well. The most important thing that I can say about the morning routine is that in order to get true lasting results from it, you must stick to it every single day. That's the hard part. Even when, and especially when, you don't feel like it. You'll discover that when you do that and change your morning routine at times that you don't feel like it, that's when it benefits you the most. And that is my 2 cents. We would love to hear your comments on our 2 cents. You can drop it in the comment section, or you can just send us an email at StruggleGrowSucceed.com. I'd like for you to visit our website as well. We are in the process of trying to build up our YouTube channel, and I think we've got about 28 subscribers on there right now. And so I'm going to do a little contest to give away one of my books. Just come out December the 1st. It is called Never Give Up. I want to send this one out for free, and all it takes is for you to go to YouTube and like, comment, subscribe, and share. The one that has the most shares is the one that's going to get the book. Most shares, most comments. So go over there to YouTube. It is Struggle, Grow, Succeed with Charles Baldwin. And we come on there live as well. And you can also comment here on Facebook and share it on Facebook too. We're going to do that all week. We're trying to build up our subscribers. We want to hit 50 subscribers by next Friday when the Friday Fix comes on again. So tonight I thought we would do something kind of fun. If you want to grow, we know it's change, struggle, grow, and succeed. If you get to that growing phase and you don't know exactly what to do, one of the things that I suggest would be read. Now, a lot of you may not like to read. Some of you may love to read. Myself, I would rather listen to a book, but sometimes I like to just get one in my hands where I can go back and forth to pages. And so I want to give some book recommendations tonight. You may have read some of these books. Some of them you might not have ever heard of. But I would like to do a recommendation, and I'll read a little bit off the back of each one of them and tell you what these books meant or done for me. The first one I'd like to share with you is this one, Millionaire Success Habits, and it is written by Dean Graziosi. I'm going to put my glasses on here where I can read the back of it. Now, don't let this title fool you. A lot of people say, and I keep hitting my mic, a lot of people say, oh, wow, Millionaire Success Habits. What this book is about is the habits of millionaires and the habits of successful people. We were just talking about on the my 2 cents of creating good habits. And so this is a book that really got me started off on that track. And I want to read what Brendan Burchard said about it. Succeeding today is harder than ever amid all the noise and complexity of the world. That's why you need to have the right habits as the right foundation for getting ahead. In this incredibly inspiring and personal book, Dean Graziosi gives us the key to greater happiness, wealth, and freedom, a must read. And I'll tell you, this is a really, really good book, and I highly recommend this book. It's easy to read. Dean goes into some details about his life, but most of all, he talks about how you build successful habits. And if you look at anybody who is successful in life, whether they've got a good business or they've got a good career, whether they've made it to the top of their field and whatever it is they do, I can promise you there is some good morning or daily routines that these people do on a daily basis. Being consistent is the key to it. So I highly recommend this book, The Millionaire Success Habits. Now, as I'm talking, if you've got some books that you recommend as well, drop it in the comment section. I would love to see what you read. And I've got quite a few books, and I've got quite a few that's audio books that I listen to as well. So you start learning success habits, and you get used to these habits, and then you want to start growing. And let's say you're wanting to be an entrepreneur and you're wanting to build up your own personal business. I recommend this one right here. It's by Darren Hardy. It is called The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. Now, when I read the title of this book, and I guess you probably can too, you can imagine the roller coaster. If you're an entrepreneur and you've got your own business, even if I was a salesperson and a manager at a car dealership for years, and even that was like a roller coaster sometimes. You have your highs, you have your lows, and this book talks about how you can make it through the low side. So I'm going to read a little bit off the back of this one. I am calling this the must-read book to be properly onboarded into entrepreneurship. This is your guidebook to unleash your potential and awaken the entrepreneurial giant ready and waiting within you. And that was written by Tony Robbins. So this book by Darren Hardy, I listen to Darren Hardy a lot. He comes on every morning, and I listen to him in about 5 minutes. A man that's got a lot of wisdom and a lot of experience in business. And so that's book number 2, The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster by Darren Hardy. So this book here is called The Second Mountain. Now, this book goes pretty deep. It's by David Brooks. It goes pretty deep into the way that you live, the way that you interact with your family, the way that you interact with your community. And what really stood out to me was the title, The Second Mountain. The first mountain, and I've went into this a little bit in my book, but the first mountain I see as your career. You're trying to get to the top, be the best that you can be in your career. And that's climbing that first mountain. Then you make it to the mountain, and there's a lot of times that you start coming back down. But there's a little bit more to life than just a career. There's more to life than just making a lot of money. And that is what I consider the second mountain. The second mountain to me is what you want to do with your life, who you want to help, things that you want to do that maybe don't pay you, but it makes you feel better. A lot of people decide to go out and feed the homeless. A lot of people decide to help the veterans. A lot of people like to do missionary work. So there's a lot of things that you can do, and in doing so, you climb that second mountain. This is a great book if you want to read it. David Brooks, The Second Mountain. All right. Fourth book, another one by Dean Graziosi. A lot of you may feel like at times that you've tried and tried and tried and failed. A lot of you may feel like it sometimes that you are an underdog, that everybody looks at someone else before they look at you, that you get passed over for raises, you get passed over for promotions, you get passed over for a lot of things. Sometimes it might be your family or your friends that just put you down. You become an underdog. You get to feeling like an underdog, like everyone else has a better opportunity than you do. This book right here that Dean wrote is his last book. It talks about how that you take that underdog feeling and make it an advantage, not a disadvantage. So you just turn it around and use it as fuel. Have you heard that you can take your failure and use your failure as fuel? That's kind of what this book's about. And I'll read just a section on the back of it. We've all felt like an underdog at some point, right? Underdog advantage will make you feel seen and feel heard and understood. But beyond that, it will help you see that the things that have made you feel less than are the exact things that will propel you to the places you've been dreaming of. Jenna Kutcher, she wrote that. She's the gold digger lady. So that's 4 books that I have read that I really, really, really enjoyed, and they have helped me in my journey. And a lot of those books, inspired me to write the book that I wrote called Never Give Up. And that's basically my goal, is to encourage you to, no matter how many times you fail, get up. Don't stay down. And even if it seems like you're not going to win, still don't give up. What have you got to lose by keeping on fighting, by keeping on keeping on? Now I'm going to read the back of my book to you so that you'll know a little bit about what it's about. Sometimes people say, how long should I keep believing that things will change for me or that things will work out for me? How many times do I have to experience failure in what I'm trying to do before I give up? Well, the answer to that is something that you probably don't want to hear. Forever. Yes, forever. You see, if you stop because of some type of hindrance or because your friends or family have said negative things about you, then what you are trying to accomplish will never happen. You see, it's easy to understand why everybody doesn't accomplish what they set out to do. It is because they didn't keep pushing. I'm sure you've heard the saying that if it were easy, everybody would do it. I think there'll probably be some things in here that could help you out as an entrepreneur. You can go to StruggleGrowSucceed.com and get this book. And throughout this month, while I'm launching this book, I'm also giving away a free Never Give Up journal. So you order the book, you'll get the journal free. I'll send it out. We've got more books that have been ordered, so we'll get them out just as quickly as we can to you. So I hope that you got something out of maybe the books and the 2 cents worth tonight that we shared with you. One book that I would like to recommend for fun, because sometimes we like to be entertained, is a book called Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. Michael, I don't know where that come from. But if you like him and you like his movies, I got this book on audio, and it was like watching a 6-hour movie in my mind. It's a very entertaining book, and it's got some good points to it. So those are my book recommendations. Drop your book recommendations into the comment box so we can know what you're reading as well. And don't forget, go over to our YouTube channel, Struggle, Grow, Succeed with Charles Baldwin, and go ahead and hit the like button. hit the notification bell, subscribe to our channel, and comment and share it to as many people as you think this would benefit. We're going to be back next week. I'm going to tell you who won the book. And until then, I hope you guys have a great week. And come back next week for the Friday Fix. By the way, we're at a new time, 8 o'clock p.m. instead of 10 o'clock p.m. I think 10 o'clock was a little bit too late for some people. I'm a night owl myself. But come back next week, 8 p.m. for the Friday Fix live.